least I want.
Ah, well.
You'll be the laughing stock of the industry.
You'll never be late in the Snyderling 8.
This is the last. Get me Mr. Armstrong.
Oh, there's no use trying to stop him. Ballyhoo's in his blood.
Have Mr. Armstrong come in at once.
He has great ideas. Too wild, too extravagant. His methods might have been all right in the old days of pioneering. But America's grown up since then. It's taken on dignity, decorum. Today, we have to face...
Morning, Mr. Snyderling. Hello, Frank. Hi, Joe. Hello, George. Well, glad to see you all looking so chipper this morning. Oh, boy. Did you see this?
I've seen plenty.
Don't you like it?
Definitely no.
Well, whether you like it or not, it's a great sales stunt. Why, you got half the population throwing their necks out of John just to read your name.
It's undignified.
Well, certainly it is. Well, what's dignity got to do with salesmanship?
Everything. Dan, you've been our sales manager for 6 years now. Or is it 7?
7, Mr. Snyderling.
Exactly. We've enjoyed our association with you, Dan, and we've come to admire your sterling qualities. Why, even your overdeveloped imagination is charming in a way. But the time has come...
For me to resign.
No, Dan, we merely wish to suggest that under the
Very well, let's
circumstances...
soften the blow. You merely wish to suggest that in my own best interest, I should move on somewhere else.
You're jumping to conclusions, Dan.
Just as you jump at everything without pausing for sober second thought.
All right, then, what are you getting at? From the looks of your faces, I can see that this is somebody's funeral. All I want to know is, am I the corpse?
We're all fond of you, Dan. There's no one we'd
Yes,
rather...
I know. My sterling qualities and all that sort of stuff. But what?
This. Your methods of exploitation are out of date. They belong to the old era of ballyhoo.
What, you mean the blimps?
Yes, the blimps. And the circus parade you staged last week in Washington, right past the Supreme Court. That sort of thing insults the intelligence of our customers.
Ah, but we have customers. And customers spell sales.
I don't care about that. It was overselling that brought on the Depression and nearly ruined America. And I'm not going to let it ruin Snyderling. What was the first country to come out of the Depression? England. Why? Dignity. We should learn that from England. And you should learn it too.
England. Dignity? Oh, I see. You want me to abandon the methods that have made the name of Snyderling a household word in every American home? Okay. The desired resignation is tendered herewith, and I'm sure accepted regretfully. Here's the key to my office.
Dan, why not go away for a while? Take a trip abroad. Visit England and see how they do things there. And you'll come back to us with a new point of view.
We'll put it that you're going away for a well-earned holiday.
Well, you put it any way you like, boys. It all adds up to the same total. Goodbye, Mr. Snyderling.
Goodbye, Dan, and the very best of luck to you in whatever work you undertake.
Thank you. Guess I ought to take this along as a souvenir.
Yes, Mr. Armstrong. I just wanted to tell you how wonderful you've been to me.
Here, Millie. Now, don't you get started on the sterling qualities. Here. That contains a slight token for you.
Oh, I really couldn't accept it, Mr. Armstrong.
Oh, but you've got to accept it, Millie. Now, I want you to spend it all recklessly while you're still young. Now, here, don't go on. First thing you know, you'll have... Here.
Where will you go, Mr. Armstrong?
Where? Oh, I don't know. Might go to Texas. I can always clean up an oil. Or I might even start an orchid plantation in California. Yes, or I might even go to England. Yes, by gosh. Might even go to England.
England? Why?
Because, Millie, today the trend is all toward dignity, with a great big capital D.
You all alone in England?
Oh, no, say, I've got relations there. My grandfather was the black sheep of one of England's best families. Maybe they can teach me how to sell automatic egg beaters. Well, goodbye, Millie. Try and be a good girl.
Oh, here's your handkerchief, Mr. Armstrong.
Oh, no, keep it, Millie. Have it framed in memory of the last of the go-getters.
Come on, get going.
Walk along there, please.
Dreary tea, this.
Got such a morbid taste.
Well, it's the very same tea you've been drinking all your life.
We know it is.
And Grandmama and Grandpapa drank it too, and look at them now. Oh, I say.
Now, James, that's most indelicate. I can't imagine what's got into you two children.
Boredom, Mother, darling. We're bored with this place, bored with not having any money, bored with you and Father, and bored with ourselves.
I say, look at this.
What is it?
Look here, he's actually in England.
Who is?
But Daniel Armstrong.
And who might he happen to be?
My dear, have you forgotten that my grandmother's brother's named Daniel Armstrong?
Was he the fellow that stole the mummy from the British Museum?
Yes.
What did he do with the mummy?
It was found next day wearing a top hat occupying the front bench in the House of Lords.
And is this dreadful person coming here?
No. This is his grandson. Now, the mummy stealer went to America, where I imagine his sense of humor met with more approval. He died some years ago.
That's too bad. He's the only relative I've ever wanted to meet.
Well, need we do anything about the grandson?
Well, I don't know, darling. I really think we ought to invite him for the weekend.
Oh, no, the Glenavons are coming and Mr. Manningdale. We can't have any Americans about.
Yeah, but what does he do?
Well, I've heard about him from time to time. You see my shot? Yes. He's one of the heads of the Snyderling company.
Well, that's one of the biggest firms on earth. Snyderling Straight Eights, Snyderling Refrigerator, Snyderling Orange Squeezer, Snyderling... He must be a millionaire.
A millionaire?
Yes. We might sell him Challoner Hall at a fabulous price.
Well, do you really think we might?
Probably that's one of the reasons why he came to England. You know, the return of the prodigal and all that sort of stuff.
Well, I say, if we could get a decent price for the old place, why, I could afford to have that tiger hunt in India. And then, dash it all, I need to have one shot at the tiger before I die.
And I can have a decent house in town and not have to live forever in exile on this devil's island.
And I might be able to acquire a husband, Dolly.
You came and gone, I was enraptured, and with your kiss my heart you captured. You have made the sunshine in my heart.
Yes, that's swell. That's great. So you put that over beautifully. There.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Oh, that's all right. Don't mention it. Say, you ought to clean up a lot of money with your talent.
My word, to the first gentleman for anything in that hat all day, sir.
Is that so? Well, we'll do something about that right now. Come on now. Stop that. Do that over again, will you? Well, how about it, partner?
Why, of course, old chap.
Come on, let's do something for these kids, huh? You know, they're great artists, both of them. And where would England be without art today, huh? You know, Shakespeare would never have been able to go on if people hadn't paid for the entertainment he gave them. That's it. Come on, partner, loosen up. All contributions gratefully accepted.
Hey, you. Here, my good man.
Thanks, lady. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Don't mention it.
Yeah, that's very generous of you.
Not at all. I enjoy being a patron of the arts.
Gregg, say, that's a nice dog you got. It is a dog, isn't it? Here you are, sir. Fill the dog now.
Oh, God bless you, sir.
Say, you two look kind of hungry to me.
We'll soon put that right, sir. Thanks to you.
Well, what do you say you come up to my hotel and have a dish of tea, huh?
Oh, we couldn't do that,
It wouldn't
sir.
be right, sir.
Who says it wouldn't be right? Come on!
Hey, what's this?
That's all right, Robert. I'm taking the barrel organ up to the mission house to save a few souls.
If you can't find a traffic up like this...
I'll watch it.
I beg your pardon,
Well, that's all right, Commodore. I live here, and this is part of my baggage. Come on. Key to 507, please.
Yes, Mr. Armstrong, your cousin, Sir Peter Challoner, phoned from the country to say he'd be pleased to call on you here at 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
I was pretty near that now. Well, come on.
Weird. Utterly.
Now, mind the customers. Now, look out. There we are. Ah, that baby. How about a little more of everything, huh?
Oh, I've had enough, thank you, sir.
Why, you haven't had anything. Little wine?
No, thank you very much, sir.
No? Well, you're going to finish this handsome chocolate layer cake, aren't you?
Oh, we couldn't eat any more, sir.
We're not accustomed to having so much at one time, sir.
Well, okay. Here. Have a cigar, Bill.
Thank you very much, sir.
Edna, what do you say we have a little song, huh?
Oh, we'd love to.
What would you like, sir? Something hot?
Oh, no, say, I've listened to too many hot numbers. I like to hear something kind of old-fashioned, restrained. You know, English.
English?
That's right. You can think of one. Come on. Hop to it.
She poor, but she was honest. Victim of the rich that win.
Hello? Who? Oh. Well, send him right up. Go ahead, Edna. Well, those are not the words I know. Oh, darn.
Sir Peter
My dear
Challoner.
cousin, I'm so delighted to see you.
Well, how are you, Cousin Pete? And you, I'm afraid I don't know your first name.
Enid.
Oh, well, I'm glad to know you, Enid.
Yes.
This is my daughter, Dolly.
Oh.
How do you do,
And my
Cousin
son,
Daniel?
James.
How are you, Cousin Daniel?
Oh, I'm fine, thanks. Come in, won't you? We're having some first-class music in here. Oh, Bill and Edna, meet my cousins. Pete, Enid, James, and Dolly.
How do you do?
How do you do, sir? My lady.
How do you do?
How do you do?
How do you do?
Sit down, folks. Go ahead with the song, Edna. It's, she was poor, but she was honest. Go ahead now.
Now she stands on yonder corner, selling man.
Great, aren't they, huh? Certainly nice to see you, folks.
And the passers-by are gazing, more with pity than with woe.
Fine, isn't it?
Charming.
Simply splendid. My favorite song.
It's mine, too. Say, they're great artists, both of them. I'm going to do what I can to get them recognized.
If you don't mind, sir, we must be pushing off now. We have a baby, sir. He'll be waiting for his supper.
Okay, Bill. Here, Edna. Take this to the baby with my compliments.
Oh, thank you.
Come on, Bill.
Let me help.
That's all right. I can handle this machine. I pushed it all over London.
You shouldn't be helping us, sir.
Oh, that's all right. Say, I haven't had a workout since I've come to town. There you are. There you are. We make it all right?
Yeah.
Sir, it was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Thank you. Goodbye.
That's all. Thank you.
Evidently wants everyone to know who he is.
Well, folks, it's great to see you.
We're thrilled to see you, Cousin Daniel.
Oh, are you really?
Yes, yes, indeed.
You see, your grandfather and namesake's quite a hero in our family.
A hero? I always heard he was the black sheep of the family.
Oh, no.
Well, he certainly had a great career in the USA.
Oh, what did he do?
He investigated jails.
Oh.
That is, as an inmate. It was his ambition to serve time in every state of the Union. But he died before he got to South Dakota.
Oh, that's very amusing, yeah.
But I hear you're a great man, Cousin Daniel. They say you're the brains of the Snyderling company.
Oh, who said that?
Oh, you're famous here in England.
Yes, I'm trying to persuade the family to get rid of our old Rolls and buy one of your Snyderling straight eights. Oh, it's a lovely car.
Oh, don't you believe it? It's a phony. All snappy lines, but no endurance. You stick to your rolls. What can I offer you, folks? Scotch, tea, cocktails?
Oh, we'd love a cocktail.
We shan't stay a moment.
Oh, don't go.
Yes, sir?
No, not you, them.
Well, we hope to see you again very, very soon, Cousin Daniel.
Yes, as a matter of fact, we only dropped in hoping that you'd be free to spend a weekend with us at Challoner Hall.
Challoner Hall? Say, what do you... You know, when I was a kid, my granddad told me all about that place. Oh, he loved it. Gosh, you made it. A good 30 seconds faster than the 20th century. I'm here for 2 and 6, I owe you. I opened up the ticket. I was betting on a certainty. People didn't know their job as well as you do are always betting on certainties. Look there. There's Windsor Castle. Windsor Castle? Hey, that's wonderful. Oh, boy, this is the way to see England. Oh, thank you.
This way, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Daniel Armstrong.
Good.
Hello, Edna. Hi, Dolly. Oh, say, we better not shake. I got my hands kind of greasy on the engine.
Oh.
Yes, they gave me permission to ride in the cab.
That's unusual. Did you enjoy it?
Oh, swell trip. Say, I had a front seat. We saw Windsor Castle, and we beat the time of the 20th century.
Really, that's very interesting. Dad, let me introduce Mr. Manningdale, Mr. Armstrong.
The Mr. Why, of course it is. Say, I've seen you in the newsreel. I'm very glad to meet you.
How do you do?
Won't you sit down?
Oh, yes, certainly. Thank you. See, this is magnificent. Why, it's even grander and bigger than I imagined.
Well, we like it.
You know, part of it was here even before William the Conqueror booked his passage.
People are always begging us to sell it.
Yes, I can well understand you refuse to part with a place that's been in the family for 20 generations.
20 generations? Boy, that's an awful lot of time. You know, over in New York, we begin to get restless after we've been in an apartment for as long as 2 weeks. That's marvelous. Say, do you mind if I look around? I'd like to see every bit of this place.
No, please do. But wouldn't you like to see your room first?
Yes.
Jenkins.
Yes, sir.
Show Mr. Armstrong his room.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll be right back. That's marvelous. Now.
Well, Manningdale, how does he impress you?
Very favorably. I think you'll dispose of this place for the price mentioned.
Really?
Those 20 generations scored heavily. You'll pay for them at the rate of £5,000 a generation.
He's an extraordinary fellow, isn't he?
Oh, to us, yes.
Real American. Full of boyish enthusiasm, energy, and innocence. I congratulate you on the return to prosperity.
This is your room, sir.
Chilly, isn't it?
That's because it's summer, sir.
Huh? Hey, where's the bathroom?
Up 2 flights of stairs, sir. Through the armory to the west wing, there left, and at the farthest end of the long corridor, sir.
Very convenient.
Yes, sir.
You think I can make the bathroom and a shave in one day?
Why, of course, sir.
Any place I can wash right now?
You'll find the washstand in there, sir.
Oh, yes. Say, tell me, did anybody famous sleep in this room?
No doubt Queen Elizabeth did. She managed to get about to most of them.
Oh, yes. Very democratic, wasn't she?
Will there be anything else, sir?
No, not a thing, Jenkins. Thank you.
You'll ring for me when you wish to go down, sir.
Hey, what is this, blind man's buff? I can find my way back all right. Thank you, Jenkins. Sure, they're wondering what's become of me. I never saw so many doors. No? I'll probably never see them again. This must be it.
Rotten shot.
The object is to hit the board. With my skill, I could win all the prizes at the Sunbury Fair.
Possibly, but you're not going.
Say, that's quite a game, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry.
Rotten shot off the board.
Bad luck, old girl. There's an outer. There's an inner. And there's another inner. That's another 10 shillings you owe me.
Well, put it down, you rotten little book.
Yes, I shall.
In reply to your question, I may say, yes, it is quite a game.
One requiring a clear eye, a steady hand, and nerves of steel. The Duchess fails because she's addicted to drink.
Duchess? Are you a Duchess?
I am. The Duchess of Glenavon, to be precise.
Oh.
You were Mr. Armstrong?
That's right.
How do you do?
I'm fine, thanks.
This miserable creature is my husband.
Dart-throwing champion of the home counties. Delighted to know you, Mr. Armstrong.
Well, I'm delighted to know you. Both of you. You know, I had an idea that people like you were kind of, well, you seem so simple, so friendly.
Yeah, we got to be friendly. We're invited here to meet you.
To meet me? Why?
Because you're so filthy rich.
Yes, we're all planning to get something out of you.
Oh, well, that's marvelous. I hope you all succeed.
I suppose our hosts gave you a cordial reception.
Oh, very cordial.
There's no doubt they're giving you the run of the house, eh?
Yes, but what the guests around this house need is a good road map.
What you need is a spot of fresh air. Come, let's show you the rest of the place.
Oh, fine. Look at that girl. She must be crazy.
She's our daughter.
Oh, I beg your pardon.
You needn't. She is crazy.
Who's that with her?
Manningdale. You had the pleasure of meeting him?
Oh, yes, I've had the pleasure.
He doesn't look exactly the great financial genius that he is.
Oh, but that's where you English generally fool us. You manage to look dull and thick-witted, but the first thing we know is you've got the Suez Canal.
Manningdale's a pompous bore. But he wants to marry Patricia. And heaven knows we could do with a few banks in our family.
Oh, that's a worthy consideration.
It is indeed.
She writes beautifully.
I suppose she does. One of these days she'll break your silly neck, and so jolly well, right?
Oh!
Sophie, are you hurt?
I shouldn't be a bit surprised.
I told you so. No, not yet.
Oh, Patricia, my darling.
I'm fine, Mother. I'm fine.
How are you? Shall I phone for a doctor?
A doctor? What for?
Are you all right, darling?
Of course, I'm all right. What happened to Thundercloud? How is he?
He's all right, my lady.
Do you ride, Mr. Armstrong?
Not horses. I ride hunches.
Hunches?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Are they some kind of American animal? Like a buffalo?
No, you find them everywhere. They're guesses. Feelings that something improbable is going to happen.
I see. And are you on one of those things now?
Yes.
Do hunches ever fail?
Not more than 9 times out of 10.
That sounds exciting.
It is.
Well, we take that jump again. Nice to have met you, Mr. Armstrong.
Thank you.
Well, let's go and have a drink.
Tell me, Duke, is she going to marry that fellow Manningdale?
If she knows what's good for her, she will.
But does she know what's good for her?
No.
Oh, that's fine.
You were saying that you rode hunches, Mr. Armstrong.
Always. And it certainly is exciting. It makes life one long rodeo.
Have you found any good hunches in England?
Yes, I found one. It's only a question of putting it over.
Putting it over? Whatever do you mean?
Putting it across. You know, selling it.
Oh, yes.
So you came to England to sell something, cousin dear?
Why, certainly.
Take my advice, Armstrong, go cautiously. Take time to observe our methods of salesmanship. They differ from yours in America.
Yes, I've heard all about that. Dignity. Well, I've observed that you English don't appreciate your own ability as ballyhoo artists.
Bally what?
You've got something big to sell. I don't care what it is. Garter, toothpaste. Challoner Hall. Don't keep it a secret. Set off a firecracker so that the whole world can hear the explosion. Isn't that so, James?
Well, I hardly know what you mean.
Well, you know what I mean, don't you, Duke?
I do indeed, and I consider you hit the point fairly on the button.
Father, Mother says it's time for you and Henry to start talking about Magnolite.
Oh, there's no hurry, Patricia.
You say there's no hurry, but you're not the husband of my wife.
James, you are wanted for bridge. I've caught Sir Peter already.
You play bridge, cousin Dan?
No, you have a fall without him.
No orders for me?
Yes. You are ordered to go for a stroll with me in the moonlight.
Well, supposing I refuse?
You'll go anyhow.
All right, I just wanted to know. Tell me, do you like this fellow Manningdale?
Henry? Oh, he's all right, I suppose.
Yes, but you're thinking of marrying him, aren't you? I hope you don't mind my getting personal.
Not in the least.
Well, then I repeat the question.
The answer is yes. Yes, I am thinking of marrying him.
What, just for his money?
Can you suggest a better reason?
Would you think that's a nice way to look at marriage?
It's the only way. We learned that from you Americans.
Cold-bloodedness.
Yes. We used to laugh at you because you glorified money, but that was when we had so much we didn't need to worry about it. Now, we have to go out and struggle for it just as you did. And so we appreciate its value.
I see. Well, so maybe if you found a man who was even richer than Manningdale,
You might change your plans about marriage.
I might. You think I'm pretty contemptible, don't you?
Yes, in a way. But I like you.
That is decent of you.
I've met many gold diggers in my life, but you happen to be the first one who had the courage to admit it.
You're not very shy in expressing your opinion. Are all Americans like that?
No, not all of us. I just happen to be peculiar. I happen to have kind of old-fashioned ideas about love.
But this has nothing to do with love. I'm marrying the Manningdale Bank because it stands for strength, power. Because it understands the infinite, indescribable beauty of money.
Oh, it's most romantic. They're discussing a deal, aren't they?
Yes.
Well, your father doesn't seem very responsive.
He'll give in sooner or later.
Why?
Because he has to.
Has to?
Well, you see, that's a long story. But the illustrations are very interesting. For instance, how do you like my gown?
Very charming.
I agree. But it hasn't been paid for yet. And my bracelet.
It's dazzling.
Yes. A dazzling paste duplicate of the original now in a pawn shop.
Is it as bad as all that?
Worse. But not for long. With the help of Manningdale and Magnolite...
Say, now look here. What have Manningdale and Magnolite got to do with you?
Father happens to own the world supply of Magnolite. It's in Africa somewhere.
Oh.
It's no credit to him. He inherited it. We didn't even know it was valuable until a short time ago.
Well, if your father's mines are that valuable, then why do you have to...
The mines are worth nothing without the money to develop them. Manningdale has the money. And he gets what he wants.
Always?
Always.
Oh. Getting kind of chilly out here. I'm going in.
While these fields remain undeveloped, you're denying the incalculable benefits of Magnolite to the country, to the whole world.
Say, Duke, how about teaching me to play darts? You know, you promised you'd do it.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
So I did. Come along.
We must settle this matter.
No, the matter can wait.
Yeah.
A good rousing game of darts will clear my brain.
Yeah. Do you play, Mr. Manningdale?
No.
Oh, well, you ought to learn. It comes in handy.
Did you really want to play darts? Or was it just an excuse for rescuing me?
It was an excuse, Duke.
I thought it sounded a bit unconvincing.
Now, look here. This afternoon you mentioned something about a fun fair at, where was it?
Sunbury, but my wife won't let me go.
Well, couldn't we kind of sneak off?
You mean unobserved?
Certainly. I'm crazy to see an English fun fair.
Oh, but the old girl forbade me. She said...
Now, look here. I'm your guest, and you told me yourself you have to be nice to me and satisfy my every whim. Duchess will understand.
Well, if of course you put it that way, I've no choice, have I?
None whatever.
Go ahead. You lead the way.
I know. You lead the way.
Right. Since the last fair.
Why not get the Duchess to serve combs at home? With the beautiful Havana cigar. Come along, lucky lads. Bravo, sir. He proves his strength to win the beautiful Havana cigar.
Well then, John, you're a man of muscle.
A rum young belly with the Venus eye at Blackpool Tower. Tell me, who's next to test his strength? Come along, gentlemen. This is it. Come along, your grace.
Here, Dan, hold us a minute. That's for 2 tails.
Thank you, your grace. And the best of luck.
There you are. Now, Dan, for the honor of America.
Look at George's face as red as his sunset.
Bravo, sir.
Well, so far, we're even.
A beautiful Havana cigar for your grace.
Oh, thanks so much.
And another one for the gentleman.
Thank you.
Fit for a king.
Hey, stand out. Here's something stronger than you.
Thank you. Dolly, come along, you Constance, and get home.
Well, here's what I surprised myself. 5 shillings on each coconut.
Right, sure.
There you are. There you are, madam.
There I go, boys. It's not so easy as it looks. Here, Mark, give me 4, will you? Yes, I'm good at this
you'll win again. You might as well give up. This is your lucky day. Well, you've got me convinced, Duke. Your arm is better than mine.
And my eye also. It's the true eye that counts in this game and in darts and in life.
Oh, how true. Well, here's the £10 I owe you.
You're paying me cash?
Always.
Bless my soul. This is a new experience for me. Usually when I win, I have to put it down in a little book.
I always pay cash, even if it's practically the last I've got. What do you say we cool off with a ride on the merry-go-round, huh?
I say yes.
You got to admit, Duke, this is a lot better than your English pastime, chasing poor innocent little foxes.
Yes, much.
How about that Magnal idea?
What?
I understand it's for sale.
Of course it is. What interest is that to you, Dan?
Well, what's your bottom price? Cash? Always.
Let me think.
Take your time, Duke. We've got a long ride ahead of us. Come here. We're going round again.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. We'll be closing up shortly.
Oh, no, you're not. You keep her rolling until we tell you to stop. Here, I'll take the whole lot. Oh. There you are. Keep her rolling now.
Oh, that's all right, sir, yes.
Well, how about it, Duke?
My bottom price is £500,000.
What, pounds?
Of course, what else could it be? Farthing?
Let me see. That's $2.5 million, boy. That's a lot of money.
Fine.
Okay, sold.
You don't mean that?
Sure, I mean it.
You're not joking.
I'm never joking when I say sold.
I must do some more thinking.
Well, take your time, Duke. I got a lot more tickets left. Here.
But Manningdale will be furious, you know.
Well, what if he is? He's a businessman. He knows that the highest bidder wins.
It'll be quite a treat to see his face when he hears about this. Okay, Dan. Sold. Time.
Okay, Chief. You can lock up for the night.
My wife catches we're lost.
When she hears of our deal, everything will be lovely.
Oh, will it?
Why, certainly. You can let her have these trophies. She'll be crazy about Popeye.
Oh, shit. Oh, all the same, I'm not looking forward to meeting her this morning.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go and present the whole problem to Lady Patricia.
Patricia? But she's probably still asleep.
Well, we'll wake her up.
Well, we can't go waking her up at this hour in the morning. Why, her mother'd be furious. Listen, Dad.
I think I ought to knock louder.
I shouldn't if I were you.
Louder still.
Steady on the way, you'll wake up the household. Shh.
Come in. What, you? And I thought it was orange juice.
We've just been to the fun fair, and I won this, and this, and this, and I won a £10 note from Dan. Well, what's what he paid me?
And what did you win?
Your father will tell you, but first, may I use the phone?
Of course, go ahead.
Hello? My God, they answered. I want the London Times. The Times in London.
Well, why the Times?
No, I don't know the number, but you can look it up on the T's.
Well, what do you want with the press?
Give them the news, of course.
What news? What are you talking about?
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Look here, boy. We mustn't rush into print with this all of a sudden.
Why not?
Well, I mean, we must have time to think it over.
Oh, but we have taken the time, Duke. 18 rides on the merry-go-round.
But it isn't wise to publish it so quickly. It isn't even decent.
Well, I assure you, Duke, you can leave that to me.
Father, you've got to tell me what you've done.
Well, I'm not really clear about the whole thing. The excitement of the fair rather upset me and...
Well?
Well, it seems I sold the Magnified concession to Dan.
For how much?
Oh, don't worry about that, dear. I got our top price. $500,000.
Hey, you're a big girl now. You better put something on. What the devil is the matter with this line?
$500,000.
And what's more, we get it in cash.
Now, wait a minute. Only 10% of it. You know, the usual business custom. I'm buying an option, and I'll pay you 10% of the total sale price.
Oh, yes, of course.
That still makes it £50,000.
That's right. $250,000. Hello, managing editor. Listen, I have some hot news for your readers.
Yes? Magnemite? Where are these mines? Well, what part of Africa?
What part of Africa?
Rhodesia.
What?
Rhodesia.
Oh, yes. Rhodesia. Yes. Yes, I'll be at my hotel, the Savoy, by 8 o'clock, and I'll be very happy to receive the gentlemen of the press. Why, yes, certainly. My associate, the Duke of Glenavon, will be very happy to confirm this deal. Here, Duke, they want to talk to you. Tell them that...
I'm instructed to inform you that...
everything is okay.
Everything's what?
Okay.
That everything is okay. Thank you. Right. And now, if you don't need me for any further business details, I think I'll go up my room and have a good sleep. Good morning, Dan.
Morning, Duke.
Hadn't you better have some sleep, too?
No sleep for me. I'm leaving for London at once.
You realize, don't you, that you've committed highway robbery?
Oh, it wasn't on a highway. It was on a merry-go-round.
You stole Magnolite from under Henry Manningdale's nose. He won't like that.
Well, I didn't think it necessary to consult his wishes in the matter.
You love a fight, don't you?
No, but I'm kind of like you. I can't resist the most difficult jumps. Goodbye, Lady Patricia.
I hope you're a great fighter. You'll need to be.
Thanks.
Hello, London? New York, Casey speaking. We just got an AP flash that an American named Armstrong has put over a big deal in England. Yeah. Well, never mind what it is. Get a statement from him. Shoot us a cable before 7, your time. We'll run it onto the Bulldog edition. Okay? Okay.
Woodlands Hotel, an interview Daniel Armstrong on the Magnolite concession.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. At once. Yes, sir.
Mr. Brown, you want on the telephone?
I can't be bothered. It's your editor.
He wants you to go to the Savoy at once to interview Dan Armstrong.
Good morning, Mr. Armstrong. Delighted to have you back with us. You will occupy the same suite?
Well, it's okay for today, but from tomorrow on, I want the biggest suite you've got.
Mr. Armstrong.
Yes?
We're from the press, sir.
Oh, well. Yes?
We'd like an interview on your purchase of Magnolite. We want to know your plans for the development of Magnolite.
Well, okay, boys. You give me a chance to clean up, and I'll give you a swell story. I'll only be a few minutes. You can take the dinner coat and press it.
Very good, sir.
The reporters out there?
They're in the drawing room, sir.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, just a minute.
Yes, sir?
Come here. Listen, do you happen to know what Magnolite is?
Magnolite?
Yes, Magnolite.
Why, no, sir, but I'll try and find out, sir.
Well, never mind. I'll tell you later.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, boys. Fire away. What do you want to know?
Mr. Armstrong, will you start development on the mines at once?
Why, certainly. We can't allow rich property like that to remain idle.
The bulk of the product will go to America, of course.
Not necessarily. This is an international project. All will share in the benefits of Magnolite.
Just what are the benefits of Magnolite?
Well, what do you think?
It'll be used principally in the manufacture of airplanes, won't it?
Yeah. Well, what leads you to that conclusion?
It says so in an article we're publishing in the Times tomorrow.
Oh, does it?
I've got a proof of it. Perhaps you'd like to correct it.
Oh, yes, I'll look it over.
Here it is, Mr. Armstrong.
Oh, thank you. Well...
You see, it says there that Magnolite is lighter than aluminium and stronger than steel.
Is that true? Well, the Times is a reliable paper, isn't it?
Why, yes, sir.
Yeah, Yeah. Well, this article seems to have all the main facts. Thank you very much. Oh, I can tell you this, gentlemen. The development of Magnolite is going to be an event of historic importance. It is the turning point in the aviation industry. The greatest step forward in the conquest of the air since the Wright brothers made their first epical ascension from the sands of Kitty Hawk. Oh, just a moment, please. Hello? Yes? Who? Mr. Manningdale? On his way up? Thank you.
Is that Mr. H.P. Manningdale of the Manningdale Bank?
Yes, he's a friend of mine who likes his news before it reaches the public.
Is he interested in Magnolite?
Oh, very much.
You're going into partnership with him?
Well, I can't tell you anything about that now. Ah, Mr. Manningdale. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Armstrong.
Won't you come in?
Oh, I hope I'm not intruding.
Oh, no, not at all. Gentleman of the press, Mr. Manningdale.
Good morning.
Won't you sit down? Just make yourself at home, any place at all. I'll be through in a moment. To conclude, gentlemen, it is more than that. It is the beginning of a new era of civilization, an era of peace and prosperity. It is as significant as the discovery of fire, which first illumined the dark ages of primitive man. Think of it. Magnolite on land, Magnolite on sea, Magnolite in the air, Magnolite in all the homes of humanity. Well, I'll have something more for you in a day or two. That'll be all, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Mr. Armstrong. We'll be calling on you.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm very sorry to have dragged you out of bed so early, boys.
Just in time for lunch.
Very nice meeting you all. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Nice speech. Nicer still of you to receive me.
Oh, I'm sorry to have kept you. Do sit down.
Cigarette?
No, thanks. I am strictly a cigar smoker. I keep a factory in Havana busy all by myself.
I've discovered something very interesting about you this morning.
Well, news travels fast.
I've discovered that you're the world's best jockey on a wooden horse.
Well, maybe someday you'll let me take you for a ride.
No, I prefer to choose my own mounts and my own races.
You didn't come here to discuss horses with me, wooden or otherwise.
No, as a matter of fact, it's about the Magnolite option.
But it has tremendous possibilities.
If properly developed.
That's what I intend to do. I have a campaign outline now.
When you get this Magnolite out of the ground, what do you propose to do with it?
Build. Airplanes, wristwatches, fountain pens, baby carriages.
Magnificent vision. It'll take tremendous capital.
I can raise it.
I'm afraid you don't know the English investor. He's very slow to accept new ideas.
I'm sure that he knows a good thing when he sees it. And I'm going to make him see Magnolite.
I admire your courage, but...
But what?
What you propose can't possibly be done. Now, I know what you paid for the Magnolite option, and I'm prepared to offer you a handsome profit. Say £10,000.
Well, that's very generous of you, Mr. Manningdale, but I won't sell. You've had your chance. The trouble with you is you were a bit too deliberate in taking advantage. It's mine now.
12,500. 15,000.
No, save yourself the trouble, Mr. Manningdale, but I won't sell. You think I'm playing this game solely for money, but you're wrong.
May I ask what stakes you are playing for?
Excitement. Thrills. The thrill of doing something that can't possibly be done.
Oh, I see. Magnolite on land, Magnolite on sea.
Magnolite in the air, Magnolite in all the homes of humanity. Homes of humanity. Great Scott, Dan, you've done it superbly. The whole world will be shrieking for Magnolite.
By the way, what is the miserable stuff?
Well, it's a hitherto unknown metal which combines the lightness of aluminum with the strength of steel. Its possible uses are manifold, especially in the aviation industry, where...
There's one in the know. You can read all that in the Times.
The contracts are quite ready, sir.
We've inserted all the clauses you suggested regarding payment.
Come along, let's sign the papers.
And now, my dear Daniel, we shall be glad to acknowledge the receipt of £50,000.
Cash.
Well, I think for that part of the ceremony, we should step into another room.
But why?
Well, if you don't mind, I hate to pass money in the presence of strangers.
Seems a curious whim, but come along.
I'll wait here.
Oh, no, I want you to come, too. I suggested this change of venue because I have several things to talk to you about of a strictly private nature. In the first place, I haven't got £50,000.
What?
I haven't got £50. I haven't got enough money in the whole world to pay for my hotel bill for another week.
Good gracious.
Well, we're at least in possession of the facts of the case.
But not the 50,000.
I can only say, Dan, that we're extremely grateful for the information that you've given us.
But there's more to be said. The publicity we're getting is worth money, millions.
But we want something we can put into a bank, not into a scrapbook.
But I have a scheme that'll put it in the bank and benefit the public as well.
Sorry, old man, but the whole thing sounds rather vague.
And remote, too. Somehow it all seems to me in the far-off future.
Oh, but you don't understand. I'm talking about the present. Now, you give me 30 days and I'll put all of us on Easy Street.
What exactly are your plans?
We'll form a company.
You mean you and us?
Yes, you and me. We'll call the company Magnolite Limited. The Duke of Glenavon, president. We'll start a selling campaign that'll make this country Magnolite crazy.
Well, what shall we sell?
Stock. £1 million worth of stock. And in a month's time, you'll be paid in full. The development of the mines will be started, and we'll all get rich, even including the stockholders. Now, what do you think?
Don't ask me. I'm a darts player, not a financier.
Frankly, I'm suspicious of the whole project.
Well, the alternative is Manningdale. And when he gets hold of something, he shares with no one. What do you say, Lady Patricia?
I'm probably a fool, But I'm with you. Let him have his 30 days. I'll join the company.
I knew you would.
Even if we fail, we'll have a lot of fun.
How, dear?
Patricia! Why, it'll be immense. We'll put on the biggest orgy of ballyhoo in history. We'll advertise Magnolite as if it were a circus. Why, we'll have everybody fighting for shares in the miracle metal. We'll get a fortune out of it, and 1 million laughs.
1 million laughs? Why, I'm beginning to chuckle already.
We'll have everybody in town at our feet begging to be let in. And as for you, I can see your name right now in great big letters. The Duke of Glenavon, President, Magnolite Limited.
A boon for mankind.
What other nonsense there, advertising Magnolite as if it was some kind of breakfast food. Typical American loudness with nothing to back it up.
I'm not so sure there's nothing to back it up.
Look, that's the work of our pal.
Good old Dan.
Good old Magnolite. Like miracle metal.
Ah.
I think for years I've owned those mines, and my father before me. I've only just begun to realize they may be worth something.
I could have told you that long ago.
Why didn't you?
Because I didn't happen to think of it.
I say, Captain, what is all this about Magnolite? Blessed if I know.
I can tell you it's a metal with the lightness of aluminium combined with the strength of steel, which will revolutionize the aviation industry and open
Yeah, that'll do. Come on.
Beautiful sight, isn't it?
Come on, we've got to get to work.
Oh, no, now, wait a minute. We've got to see how the sign works.
Business is good, eh, mate?
Yes, we're doing nicely, thank you.
We've laid the groundwork of the publicity. Now we've got to sell them. But first we've got to have an emblem. You know, what the lion is to England, what the shamrock is to Ireland, what the number 57 is to Hines. I've got it. A torch. A torch made in the shape of an airplane. It'll be symbolic of Magnolite, illuminating the new era of civilization. We'll get electric torches made and have our salesmen carry them.
But where are our salesmen?
I was coming to that. We'll have to build up our sales force overnight. But we want high-class people like, well, like you. You know, ladies and gentlemen. Young and attractive preferred. Who'll go to the opera, to the Ascot races, to the exclusive clubs, and push Magnolite. You happen to know any ladies and gentlemen like that who'd like to make, say, £5 a week plus commission?
My address book is full of them.
Well, call them up and tell them to be here by 10 tomorrow morning.
I'll do it at once. Get me Mayfair, 2299.
Oh, by the way, have you seen Manningdale lately?
I saw him this morning.
Well, is he going to put up a fight?
No. He's going to France for a rest.
Oh, fine. I hope it's a long rest.
Get out. Hello?
Every one of you is expected to carry a fountain pen, well filled. And I want you to approach your new work with the conviction that salesmanship is the most important function of the human race. After all, the most successful schoolboy is the one who can sell himself to his teacher. The politician to his voters. The happiest girl is the one who can sell herself to the man she loves.
Rather near the knuckle, wasn't it?
And now, Lady Patricia will pass among you copies of the theme song. Magnolite, we need you. So there, Edna, come in here and teach me the theme song. There you are. I expect you all to be letter perfect when I get back. All right, go ahead, Edna.
Oh,
Oh, Willie, it does look splendid.
Yes, dear.
Why, if it isn't the Duke and the Duchess.
Oh.
Welcome to Magnolite House. What can I do for you?
Well, we just wanted to know if we were to join this ridiculous organization, I mean to say that let's...
What he really wants to say is, may we have offices with our names on the doors?
Why, of course you can. And in gold letters, too.
Oh.
Why, it'll be swell. Of course, you'll be chairman, Duke.
Oh, quite so.
And I'll be treasurer.
Why, that'll be perfect.
Good morning, Cousin Dan.
Well, James and Dolly, say, this is getting to be a regular family reunion.
Well, we were wondering, Cousin Dan, if there was any chance of our getting a job with you.
Why, of course you can. Room for all of us. Now, you work hard, and you'll be so rich, you won't have to sell Challoner Hall. Come on in and learn the theme song.
Oh, Magnolite, we need you. Happy promise to be where we need you. Prosperity to our children, and the day we all gladly sing. We will play on land and sea. You're the homes of the family tree. Oh, Magnolite.
am illuminating the new era of civilization with Magnalite.
The world's richest bookmaker, Mr. Armstrong.
Glad to know you, Mr. Hopper. Thank you, sir.
Harry's as straight as a coiled rattlesnake.
My God, his price is piddly. His grace is too flattering.
I bet you he's got hundreds and thousands of ill-gotten gains in his bank.
You don't say so.
What the devil's that?
Oh, well, I'll tell you. See, I'm illuminating the new era of civilization with Magnalite.
Magnalite? What's Magnalite?
Yes, Magnalite. Don't tell me you haven't heard about it. Well, thank you, Mr. Hopper. You'll never regret it. This is the greatest investment you've ever made. That horse?
Not entered.
How much is the race worth?
Something like £10,000.
10,000? Well, come on.
Well.
We must find Lord Enton. Yes, we're giving a party for a lot of robber barons. Well, you know, big manufacturers are future customers. Why, certainly the press will be welcome. We love the press. Yes, and that goes for the newsreels, too. Okay, goodbye. Anybody calls, I'll be at the barber's.
Yes, sir. There's a gentleman to see you, sir.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, but I'm leaving.
He says he's an old friend of yours, sir. His name is Snyderling.
You say Snyderling?
That's right, sir. He's from the States.
Snyderling? Well.
Hello, Dan. It's mighty fine to see you again.
Well, how are you, Mr. Snyderling? Oh, say, what brings you to England?
I've been attracted here by a very powerful magnet called Magnalite.
Oh, I see. You could use it in your Snyderling straight 8, couldn't you?
Ah, Dad, you always jump to the right conclusion. I realize you're a very busy man. I don't want to bother.
Oh, no bother at all. I'm just off to the barber's. Come along. You can have an egg shampoo.
By Jove, Dan, it's wonderful to see the success you've made. Why, Magnalite is the biggest thing in the world today. Why, the whole American nation wants to get in on it. It's a real tribute to your genius as a salesman.
Well, I owe it all to you, Mr. Snyderling.
Me? Oh, nonsense. Nonsense.
Oh, no. I'd never been able to swing this if you hadn't told me how the British love dignity.
Mr. Armstrong,
Yeah?
Duke of Glenavon on the phone.
Oh, okay. Hello, Duke. Well, the party is at 8 o'clock tonight. Yes. Manningdale? When did he get back to town? Why, yes, of course, we'd love to have him at the party. Oh, I think it's mighty sporting of him to want to come. Well, now, look here. I'm going to take the plane for Paris tomorrow morning, then I'm going to snap right down to Dijon and see old Premier and talk business. Mm-hmm. Give my best to the Duchess. Goodbye, Duke.
And, when can we have a little business talk, Dan?
Oh, there's no hurry, Mr. Snyderling. When we start manufacturing Magnalite, we'll be very happy to sell it to you or anyone else on Earth.
But, Dan, I've come all the way to England to make you an offer.
Well, your trip to England needn't be wasted. It's very educational here. Study their methods. You know, when they build something here, they give it strength, endurance. Remember that in building your Snyderling cars.
Lotion, sir?
Oh, yes, by all means. Oh, listen. Give Mr. Snyderling some of your special salve. It's very good when the skin gets irritated. This whole Magnalite affair is frankly incredible. It's like some amazing adventure from the Arabian Nights. Armstrong's done more in 30 days than we could have done with luck in 30 years. Your cousin's a remarkable fellow.
Oh, he's my husband's cousin, not mine.
Oh, yes, of course. All the same, he's still remarkable.
Henry Manningdale seems to be in an offensively jovial mood.
Yes, too jovial. It worries me.
Worries you? Why?
But he wouldn't be so happy if he didn't have something up his sleeve. I wonder what it is. It's a big night for us, Mr. Armstrong, isn't it? Oh, it certainly is. Another investor. Oh, Duke, I think you might just as well begin.
Go ahead.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Please silence your chairman, His Grace the Duke of Glenavon.
Say that speech exactly as I wrote it. We want nothing spontaneous from you.
Yes, sweet. My lords, ladies and gentlemen, as chairman of Magnolite Limited, I welcome you most cordially on this happy occasion. In other words, greetings. What have I said? Now that Magnolite is about to be placed on the market, we are prepared to do business with you, to whom a miracle metal will come as an inestimable boon. Boon. Yes, it's an inestimable boon. In other words, a jolly good thing. There seems to me a great deal more for me to say, but it all seems rather on the dull side.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry there. So, permit me to introduce you to the real hero of this great occasion, my friend and colleague from America, Mr. Daniel Armstrong.
Duke, Duchess, friends. Well, for the first time in my life, words seem to be failing me. I'm supposed to give you a line of high-powered selling talk, but I can't do it. I just wish I could tell you how I feel about this funny country of yours. I've learned a lot here. When I first started on this job, I didn't know anything about Magnolite. I'm still pretty foggy about it. But my contacts with all of you have taught me that the human race is a pretty decent club to belong to. And well, I guess that's about all. Thank you very much.
It's wonderful, Mr. Armstrong. We're over the top. We shall be collecting dividends soon.
But it won't be long. What do you say we walk out of here for a while?
Let's. The atmosphere of success is becoming stifling.
You'll soon get used to it.
I wonder.
You know, I love to look at that old river. I like to think it was flowing along here calmly, quietly, when the Romans came to Britain. And when the Romans left. You know, Pat, after you've been in this country for a while, you begin to get a queer idea, a queer feeling about time. You begin to see it all as one piece. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. What are you thinking about, Pat?
Maybe your river was sweeping me along, too. Down to the sea, to tomorrow. But we haven't come to the bridge yet, have we?
By the way, you're looking wonderful tonight.
Thank you.
Oh, that's a lovely tune they're playing. What is it?
It's a Viennese waltz.
Vienna. That's where you lived for so long, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, I haven't gone through the motions of thanking you for all that you've done for me. You've been a great trooper, Pat.
There's no need for any gratitude. It was a business proposition.
Was that all that it was?
That's how you offered it, in cold blood. You were an expert salesman, and I a first-class gold digger. We combined our talents, and we've done very well.
Oh. Well, I guess you're right. I'm just a salesman. I better not try and kid myself into thinking that I could ever be anything more than just that.
Oh, you're here. I've been searching every nook and cranny.
I've been listening to Mr. Armstrong deliver a lecture on the history of London.
Oh, rather? Wish I'd heard it. May I tell you away for a dance?
Let's.
You don't object?
Oh, no, not at all. I seem to remember that I interrupted you once.
Your friend seems flushed with triumph this evening.
He has reason to be.
You're rather fond of him, aren't you?
Yes.
The most delightful romance.
No, Henry, you are wrong. There's no romance in Daniel Armstrong, except the romance of big business.
funny stories.
Well, if you'll excuse me, Duchess, I'm going to bed.
Bed? I never heard of such a thing.
But the party's just beginning, Dan.
Bed at this hour? Well, it's immoral.
Yes, I know, Duke, but I'm tired. Besides, we have to make that trip to France tomorrow to see Plume. Good night, Duchess.
Oh, Dan, it's unheard of.
Oh, good night, old boy.
Good night, Duke.
Thank you, sir. Lovely evening. But it'll spoil the whole afternoon if you don't come, Dan. You must come.
Yes, old boy. They're running the Grand Prix this afternoon. I got a white-hot tip for a horse called Millionaire.
I'm sorry, but I've got to go to Dijon to see Plume.
Oh, Plume can wait. We'll all go and call on him tomorrow.
No, I've got a hunch that I'd better go see him today.
Oh, well, old boy, if you must, you must. Can't dear, we ought to be off.
So sorry, Dan.
So am I.
When will you be back?
Not till late, I guess. It's a long trip. Oh, yeah. A couple of $1,000 Put it on that horse.
Malheureux? But he hasn't the ghost of a chance.
Well, you bet on him anyway.
Very well. But malheureux means unlucky.
Well, that's fine. My favorite horses are those that can't possibly win. Dr. Plume, I believe.
Oh, a moment. You have probably never seen a bar of magnolite. Here is a sample.
Well, that's the stuff, is it?
Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. Beautiful. C'est magnifique. And when I have finished with it, it will have the strength of a girder of steel. Monsieur, will you be seated?
Yes, thank you. My name is Armstrong.
Oh, I know that already.
Yes?
Oh, I have read all about it. Why, even here in Dijon, the people on all sides are always begging me to tell them how can they buy shares in Magnolite.
Well, so my ballyhoo campaign has reached even this place, has it?
Oh, it is even more popular than the National Lottery.
Well, that's great. Now, about your process.
My process is essential. Magnolite? Why, people have known about Magnolite for years, but they've never been able to do anything with it. Until I, Plume, discovered how to develop it, even as Bessemer discovered how to develop steel.
Yes, I know all about that, and that's the reason I'm here. Of course, I appreciate that you're a brilliant scientist and you deserve the enormous reward that you're going to get. But, of course, you understand that your patents aren't worth anything without Magnolite. And it so happens that I own that. So we have to get together, haven't we?
But, my friend, we cannot get together.
Oh, but we must. I need you, you need me. Why, we have thousands of investors who will be ruined if we don't start producing. I'll pay you a handsome royalty on every pound of Magnolite produced, no matter what form it may be in.
But I no longer have control of the process.
Well, who has?
Well, only a month ago, I sold it to an Englishman. His name...
You don't have to tell me. I know it already. Manningdale.
Mais oui. But how did you know? He swore to keep it secret.
Yes, he kept it a secret, all right. Manningdale.
Well, why do you laugh?
I was just thinking of something.
Oh, I see. Well, Manningdale must thank you a great deal for all that you have done for him.
Yes.
You've made my patents worth a great deal more than he paid me. If only I had known, I would not have sold out so quickly.
Oh, well, there's no use crying over spilled milk. Goodbye, Dr. Plume. Nice to have met you.
Au revoir, my friend. I shall be very interested to know what happens to Magnolite.
So will I.
Oh, I expect I fell asleep.
Yes, I expect you did. But how did you happen to select my bed?
I was waiting for you. What about Plumet? Did you see him?
Well, I can give you the answer in one word. Manningdale. During his pleasure trip to the continent a month ago, he went to see Plumet and laid cash on the table.
I warned you he'd put up a big fight.
He did. He's a smart man.
But the fact remains that you own Magnolite.
No, I don't. It belongs to a lot of people named Smith and Jones and the Glenavons. You remember that first night at Challoner Hall when we were walking in the garden and you told me what it was that Manningdale wanted?
Yes, I remember.
Well, I went charging in and kidnapped your father. Took him to the fun fair and bluffed him into giving me the Magnolite option.
That wasn't a bluff. You made good on every one of your promises.
Not on all the promises I made to myself. I was reaching for the moon, Pat. And all I've got is a handful of clouds.
What do you mean?
Well, that night, in the garden, I did something I've never done before. I fell in love. That was silly of me, wasn't it? But you see, you were the first woman that I'd ever met who plays the game the way I do. Cards on the table, nothing up your sleeve. Now, you told me plainly that you were in the market. You'd marry Manningdale because he happened to be the highest bidder. Well, all right, I said to myself, maybe I can outbid even Manningdale. For a while, I thought I was going to do it. But he kept his cards out of sight. Now he's trumped me.
What are you going to do about it, Dan?
Do? I don't know. But I have an idea this is the one situation I won't be able to talk my way out of. We'll have to go back to London first thing in the morning, so you better go get some sleep.
Yes, I suppose you are right. Oh, Dan, I forgot to tell you. Malheureux won. And I put about 50,000 francs on the table.
50,000 francs? Well, I guess that's the consolation prize.
Morning's Times, shareholders face heavy loss. Yes, that's what the papers say. I think it's serious.
I want to see Manningdale.
All right, go ahead. But don't yield an inch. Fight to the last ditch.
With what?
With £1 million. We'll start developing the mines. We'll produce Magnolite.
Yes, and when we've produced it, what are we going to do with it? Eat it?
We'll force Manningdale to give in. If it's a test of endurance, we'll show him the stuff we're made of.
Yes, but Manningdale can hold out longer than we can.
Well, if we've got to go down, by gad, we'll go down gallantly. Like the Little Revenge. All sails set and colors flying.
Those people down there, and 1,000 more, they'll sink with us to the bottom. The bottom of the sea isn't a nice place.
Come in, Mr. Armstrong. Do sit down. Thank you. Have a cigar. They're rather good ones.
No, thanks. Don't let's waste time on preliminaries. I don't like you, and you have no overwhelming love for me.
You put it bluntly.
Well, then we understand each other.
Perfectly.
Oh, good. How much will you take for your plumade process?
This time it's my turn to say, not for sale.
But you have terms of some kind. What are they?
They're simple. You transfer to me your entire interest in Magnolite.
You mean you'll be satisfied with a knockout of me personally?
Well, this is business, not pugilism.
Well, what of the Duke of Glenavon's interest and all the other investors?
Naturally, I should respect those just as thoroughly as you would.
You sure of that?
Yes, I'm sure of that.
Well, supposing I don't accept your terms?
Then I sit tight and wait for your next move.
And my next move is out. I accept your proposition, Manningdale. You can draw up the papers giving you the full control that I now hold. And I hope you make a lot of money for everybody concerned. I'm leaving England right away, so I'll appreciate if you draw up the papers as quickly as possible.
Yes, I will.
May I congratulate you on your victory. We Americans are mighty good in the short sprints. But you English seem to be better over the distance.
Thank you. I may as well tell you that I knew this is exactly what you'd do.
How did you know it?
I adopted your method. I played a hunch. I guessed that in an emergency you'd do the honorable thing. You've done it.
Well, in that case, I will have one of your cigars. They look rather good.
By all means.
Here's a copy of the agreement with Manningdale. Signed and sealed. Everything else is cleaned up. Your mills will be roaring within 6 months.
The whole thing depresses me unutterably.
Why? You're going to be one of the richest men in the world.
Yes, but without you, the whole business won't be any fun.
Oh, well, you can hire a brass band and have it play for you every now and then. That'll remind you of me.
What about you, Dan? Where will you go?
I'm going on a quick tour of Europe with the 50,000 francs I won on Malheureux. I take the plane for Vienna this afternoon. So I guess we better say goodbye right here and now.
And we won't see you again?
Oh, yes, I'll come back to England sometime when I've got another big idea. Well, goodbye, Duchess.
For once, the Duke was right. It won't be fun without you, Dan.
Oh, yes, it will. Goodbye, Duke.
Goodbye, Dan.
We've had a swell time, haven't we?
Swell.
Goodbye, Pat.
Goodbye, Dan.
Oh, I nearly forgot that. It's traveled a long way. Well, the 3 o'clock plane for Vienna be on time?
It shouldn't be more than a few minutes late, sir.
Oh, then I'm too early. Usually I'm late for a waltz. Oh, well. I probably couldn't dance it anyway.
You didn't lose any time, Duke. You went and got yourself a brass band.
Yes, oh, but I was to be in for your arrival and not your departure.
Dear Dan, we can't bear to see you go.
No. Just a minute, ladies and gentlemen, just a minute.
Here with it.
Oh, thank you. On behalf of the happy investors of Magnolite, or as many of them as we could get together at such short notice, I beg to wish you good luck and Godspeed, old boy. And we wish to say that your resignation from Magnolite Limited is not accepted. Am I right, everybody? Yeah.
Now, Duke, friends, really,
Wait. I'm not nearly finished yet. We fully recognize your right to enjoy a well-earned vacation. But we flatly refuse to admit that your association with us is ended. Therefore, I feel...
Train is leaving.
Just a minute, I'm making a speech.
Yes, I know what it is, Duke, and all I can say is bless you. Bless all of you.
Goodbye,
Come on,
Dad.
sir. Bye.
Never mind, we're in a hurry. The plane is leaving.
You're going?
Of course I am.
What, you mean I've reached the moon?
Did you doubt it? And this time you can't talk yourself out of it.
All aboard! All aboard!
Come on. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, England. It's a wonderful place. I love it. It's a country with a future.